2 sub-500 teams.
Yep.
Well, 2 teams that will make the playoffs, in my opinion, in the AFC. Bengals, Chargers, Sunday Night Football.
Fighting for the playoffs.
The Chargers just slowly chipped away to get to 6-3.
Harbaugh.
This team was terrible last year. Would they win 5 games?
Yeah, well, their coach was a moron. It shouldn't even count.
Yes.
It shouldn't even count.
Insane how long of a leash Brandon Staley had. But
Yeah.
they're 6-3, and there wasn't too much of a makeover of this roster. They subtracted more than they added. Yeah.
Yep.
Keenan Allen,
Yep.
no longer there. Their running back, main guys, J.K. Dobbins. On defense, it's the same dudes with some additions on the back end. But, they had to shed a lot of cap space. They had to hit a soft rebuild. They're 6-3. This team's good. This is an interesting matchup, though.
Look at what a great coach can do, huh? I mean, isn't that just such a concept? Like, you bring in a real coach with a real experience, and you give them – look, it's a talented roster, but not as talented as we've seen Charger teams who have underachieved. I mean, that's their brand, isn't it?
Yep.
They fade down the stretch. They choke the season away in December, and you're left there holding an expensive bag of all these talented players. Harbaugh shows up. They're not quite as talented as they've been with those underachieving teams, and all of a sudden, voila, the light bulb goes off. Your quarterback's more efficient. Your defense, look, I don't love the Chargers defense, but it's not gonna lose them games. If they don't make the playoffs, it's not because the defense let them down. Defense is good enough as far as I'm concerned. Even though I don't love them, I know their rankings are high. I don't buy that. I watch the games. I don't love their defense. With all that being said, I'm taking the Bengals. I just loved up all over the Chargers, and I'm taking Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase because I don't give a damn how good your defense is. You got Harbaugh. You have Justin Herbert. You look like a playoff team, and I do believe the Chargers will finish strong down the stretch, unlike the past. I think that's what Harbaugh brings to you. However, you don't have Joe Burrow and you don't have Jamar Chase. And the Bengals are playing for their playoff lives. They're playing better lately. Give me the Bengals in this spot. I'll take them 30-26. Burrow, Chase. That's the difference in the game. That's the difference down the stretch.
Chargers is 6-3. Their wins: Titans, Browns, Saints, Broncos. Broncos quality win. Carolina, Vegas. Their losses: Steelers, Chiefs, Cardinals. The Bengals are a quality team.
They are.
Despite how their defense is terrible.
Their defense is awful.
They went shot for shot with the top 3 team in the NFL in the Ravens.
Yep.
To me, it comes down to the discipline we could see on this Chargers defense. And where I did like the Bengals to cover. I like the Ravens to cover the last time we saw them on the field, taking on the Bengals. Outthought myself, should have just went over. Went with the over because I thought this Bengals defense is that bad. The lack of execution on the back end of that defense by the Ravens is what led to that shootout, the high scoring, had that game go down to the wire.
Yeah.
The Chargers don't make these miscues. They are a top 5 defense. They've had great play in their secondary. And because of that, I think there would be that separation, especially in a game with a 1.5 point spread where the Bengals are the 1.5 point dog. So I wonder, you could go money line.
I'm going money line. You know me. They call me money line Trav. You already know what it is.
And you're getting a little better than even money.
Yeah.
But with the Chargers at home, it's Jim Harbaugh and the discipline of this defense. I don't think they give those opportunities to Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. Now, they've been absurd. They have done everything. And on the reverse of it, though, this Chargers team, they should play suffocating, smash-mouth football where Justin Herbert doesn't have to be the hero.
Harbaugh.
And it's a classic. How do you beat Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase? How do you stop them? Keep them on the sideline.
Yep.
I just think the Chargers, how disciplined they are, how good their offensive line is as well. Mm-hmm. I think they beat the Bengals. And in a game where the total's in the 47.5, I do lean under on this one.
Yeah.
And it could be a 24-21 final. You will sweat the under.
Yeah.
I just think that the Chargers will not give the same opportunities we saw that Ravens defense do. That's why I like the Chargers. It's the defense, man.
I think that's fair. I can't sit here and argue with you for taking the Chargers. I get it. What does concern me with making my pick in one breath where I'm telling you Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are the alpha and the omega, and that's the reason why I'm taking the Bengals, because I don't think anyone on planet Earth can stop those two. In the same breath, their running game, the Bengals, their running game is absolute trash, okay? When Joe, I'm a Joe Mixon fan. When Joe Mixon, they decided to just let him walk, and he went to the Texans, I said, well, advantage Texans, they have a bona fide run game now because that kid's a stud. And what are the Bengals going to do at running back? I'm looking at the draft. I'm looking at how they're going to fill that hole. That is, you can't just replace a player of that production with just nothing. And that's exactly what they've done. This guy, Chase Brown, sucks. Okay, I'm sorry. They have no running game at all. So Harbaugh's such a great coach. He could come in here and just be like, look, we just got to figure out how to take away the big play. Don't let Burrow and Chase beat us, deep. You can't stop Jamar Chase. You can't stop a Joe Burrow, but we can take away those big plays. The Bengals have no running game to speak of. So if sort of your game plan here, your game script for how the Chargers win that, I mean, the Bengals can't do that. They can't run the ball and play the time and possession game. So they could be in trouble in that way if it's a methodical, sort of slow, gritty game, I guess. They're not going to win that. But I'm anticipating fireworks show, and there's nothing you can do to stop Burrow and Chase, including stopping them from getting the big play. I think they can get it anyways.
You hate running backs, don't you?
I hate running back. I love running backs.
Tony Pollard.
I just said how him.
Tony Pollard.
Okay, let me explain
You called
this.
him a jag.
He is.
He's not.
Yes, he is. This is why you think I hate running backs. It's because
Chase
I'm not
Brown.
putting Tony Pollard or Chase Brown. Chase Brown sounds like a country music singer. He ain't no damn running back.
Probably is.
See? So, no. I love running backs. It's the ones that are special that I love. It's the scrubs and the jags that get no respect from me.
You have to respect the guys that just go out there, grind away. Like you hated like a Tyrone Tracy with the Giants.
Bum.
No.
Bum.
Under $1 million.
Bum.
GM
George. There it is.
Like I would live with a Chase Brown, with a guy that is getting you just around 20, 22 touches a game and doing enough. Won't get into it. The fact is, you pointed out, limit the big play, and it's not even just getting beat deep.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase after the catch. You know what's a running back? Jamar Chase after the catch.
Yeah.
He's been the best receiver in football this season statistically.
Yep.
He is absurd. And it's basically if you keep them in check and let Andre Yosivach beat you, a Mike Gesicki time to time, a Chase Brown, you live with that over Jamar Chase because as we see, those guys are game breakers, Burrow and Chase. Oh, and that opens up everything else happens.
Yeah, none of those players you name can beat you. It's got to be Chase and Burrow.
You know what, though? If it's Joe Burrow with all those guys, it can be. But Jamar Chase, you take away like option A, and that's what will give you success. We got to sit. Next episode, put a pin in this. Our producer, Brendan.
Yeah.
Running backs, you say sucks or not. And
yeah, we'll just go through the list. It's easy for me. By the way, I'm going 30-26 Bengals over the Chargers. Give me a score. You have
I gave you the 24-21.
24-21? All right. That's a close game, bro.
No, it is. I don't think it's going to be easy. It's holding the Bengals to 21 right now, the run they're on, would be absurd by the Chargers.
That's a good game.
But it's by controlling the clock.
All right. Boring. I like fireworks better.
Justin Herbert will make big throws. What is Justin Herbert? Good quarterback?
Great quarterback.
Oh, okay, cool.
Great quarterback.
He's awesome.
But I think he's better now being more efficient.
Well, they have they run the ball 52% of the time.
That's what I'm saying.
They like average 30 rushing attempts a game. He's throwing it like 28.
I
So
think
it's not
that helped
too hard.
him. I think it helped him. You know?
So much. Offensive line, 3 first-round picks up there.
Well, Patriots, are you paying attention? Say it louder for the people in the back.
The system. Same thing. Green Bay Packers approach.
Yeah.
Get good receivers. A bunch of good. Quinn Johnson's had an uptick.
Yep.
Bunch of solid guys surrounded around a really good quarterback with a good offensive line.
The formula's there, George. It's not that hard. The blueprint's laid out for you. You just got to follow it. Elliot Wolf. Excuse me, Gerard Mayo. Excuse me again. I don't know what's coming over me.
These have been the comps for him coming out of college too, as Drake May, but it is when we're watching Sunday Night Football. Patriots fans watching Sunday Night Football. The Josh Allen comparisons, it's somewhat the gunslinger. It's more of what he does running the ball.
Sure.
The Justin Herbert comparisons is off schedule, off platform, throwing in or out of the pocket. When he's throwing the ball, he is Justin Herbert. And the immediate impact guy Herbert was right out of Oregon, getting into the league. That is a Drake May, Justin Herbert comparison everyone has to have.